Welcome back. Now, the Proteas squad for the 2019 ICC Cricket World Cup was named today. There were a number of talking points from today's announcement, and joining us to talk about that is Ronald Masinda, who was there when those 15 names were made public. Ronald, thanks for joining us. Now, we've traditionally made a very big deal of squad announcements and of send-offs. So what was the atmosphere like in Randburg?
A bit of an anticlimax, Ronnie, considering that many people waited for months, and I'm sure some of the players waited for years for this particular day to happen. It was an anticlimax because traditionally you have players who will be around to acknowledge being a recipient of a World Cup cap, but they weren't available given that players were doing duty in the Indian Premier League. Quite a number of them, the likes of Faf du Plessis, Quinton de Kock, Kagiso Rabada, Imran Tahir and David Miller, and some obviously doing duty in domestic cricket in the T20 Cup. But there was also a bit of drama, anxiety, especially from people who were watching. After 30 names were announced, people were wondering, who is it going to be between Riza Hendricks and Hashim Amla? And Hashim Amla seemed to crack the nut.
So they left the drama too late. Now, you speak about how some players have waited for years for this moment. And one of those players must be Rassie van der Dussen. It must be amazing that he's gone from franchise cricket to Proteas squad to the Cricket World Cup squad in about a year. That's amazing.
It is amazing, and we are in the day and age where cricket is quite a lucrative sport. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of players look to the Kolpak route or even play T20 cricket all around the world. And Rassie van der Dussen certainly bided his time. He said that, if things didn't happen for him or he didn't go to the World Cup, he might have considered that route. But at the age of 30, a guy who averages close to 47 runs in domestic limited overs cricket, I mean, it speaks volumes of the talent and also his ability to score runs. And he's certainly taken his chances for the Proteas in 9 matches, averaging over 88. I mean, that's a phenomenal record. Yeah. And on his debut, scored a 90-odd in Port Elizabeth. So he's certainly taken his chances, and that is what you want to see in the national team. Not players who are selected purely on reputation, but players who really want to be there.
And just speaking about Rassie, you did speak to him about an hour ago, and he said that for the first time in a while, that World Cup squad is going there without any pressure, because we know, of course, that names or words are bandied around, but this time possibly not. How important is it for the Proteas to go there and just go there without all that pressure that is normally there?
It's very important because, I mean, we talk about Proteas teams of years to year going into the tournament, sometimes being ranked and the #1 team in the ICC ODI rankings. And this time, really no pressure, as he mentioned, maybe more pressure on the likes of India and England, who are the favorites going into this tournament. But also the Proteas, they seem to be picking at the right time as well with their form, given the success they had against Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Although maybe not going there with pressure, but they will surely be quietly confident ahead of the World Cup. Unfortunately,
we do have to leave it there, but there's still so much to talk about, of course.
It's not enough.
Not at all, but thank you so much, Ronald, for your time. Well, that was ENC's Ronald Masinda with more from that Proteas World Cup squad announcement. That is your sport for the moment. Let's see what Easter long weekend weather's looking like with Joel Guy.